Good day, I am Mike, and he is Byron.
Correct, or as I am known as the Apex Potato.
Apex Potato, you say? Wouldn't
Yes.
that make you, like, very Irish?
I just have more carbs than Randy Orton, that's all.
Well, Randy Orton has probably no carbs, so, yeah.
Not allowed to have carbs.
Alright, we're going to go over Raw, the 25th anniversary show, Smackdown, Mixed Match Challenge, NXT 205. We are going to... I suppose I should have brought this up. Are we going to do Royal Rumble predictions today or tomorrow?
I don't see a point in really doing predictions, because they always... The prevailing theory is that Nakamura should win because there's no good reason for him not to.
But Roman Reigns will probably win.
Probably, for the 19th year in a row or some whatever shit.
Well, there's still matches we can throw out some predictions for.
Yeah.
We'll do that after this. Honestly, I think we're actually going to, despite the 25th anniversary being part of this recap, I think we're actually going to be kind of short because we didn't really like it all that much.
No. Well, I mean, to preface the entire Raw 25th anniversary thing, apparently they completely rewrote the thing 3 hours before airtime for no reason other than Vince decided just to have a fucking aneurysm.
And it was not good.
Nope. It's what happens when you fuck up all your booking. Also, the Manhattan Center crowd apparently sat around for hours with nothing to do. There was about 8 minutes worth of actual wrestling, TV wrestling, and they had two dark matches, between Ali and Dorado, and the other one between Tozawa and Itami versus Gulak and Nice. And then they got Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy, which was kind of bad. And that one didn't even go 6 minutes, and the Carl Anderson Luke Gallows match just went 1 second over 2 minutes, apparently. And that was it, other than some appearances and The Undertaker and whatnot.
Yep.
So they were pissed. And there's a picture of JR and the King. It looks like they're asleep, but they could just be reading. It's a little hard to tell.
Possible.
I had actually calculated the entirety of the exact amount of time, according to the Internet Wrestling Database. I think it was something like 38 minutes and 7 seconds worth of total wrestling on TV for Raw 25.
Fucking fantastic.
Yes.
So Raw pre-show, I didn't watch it, did you?
What was on the pre-show? I went through it and I skipped through it, and I think there was one thing on there that was apparently not memorable whatsoever.
There you go. So let's go on to the show itself then. As stated, this was switching back and forth between the Barclays Center and the Manhattan Center.
Oh, I remember. I remember
okay.
now. It was the APA locking themselves out of their own doorframe. That was what it was.
I could see that being a thing.
Yeah, it was actually pretty funny at the time, but looking back on it, not so funny.
Okay, so Raw opens us off with Shane and Stephanie in the ring, and I keep thinking to myself, aren't they supposed to hate each other and be in, like, fierce competition with one another? And anyways, we get some video highlights, we suck everybody off, and then here's Vince McMahon to accept a plaque and be a heel. And it was pretty good. And Stone Cold Steve Austin came out and did what he does best, and better than anyone else on the planet. Stun a bunch of McMahons.
Yeah, he didn't say anything. It was kind of fantastic.
Just gave Vince and Shane the stunners. Nothing for Stephanie, though, of course. Who has eaten a stunner before.
Yeah, she just bailed out of there. It was kind of simultaneously disappointing and also kind of a little refreshing, because the Vince McMahon character, which is almost impossible to pry away from the actual Vince McMahon, probably would have tried to sell his daughter to prostitution rather than, taking a stunner as of 3 years ago.
You're probably not far from the truth.
Especially if he could prostitute her to her own brother, because that's what apparently gets him off.
Then we had Sasha Banks, The Boss, Bayley, and Mickie James, and Asuka versus Alicia Fox, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and Nia Jax.
Basically a job squad plus Nia Jax.
And got a bit of a Pearl Harbor. In the end, Banks tapped out Fox with the bank statement. And then as the faces are celebrating, Asuka eliminates them.
Yeah, Asuka fucking beat the living dicks off of everything that moved in this match, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, I got no major complaints. Don't go back and watch it if you haven't, but you didn't waste your time if you did.
Yeah, I don't know. I think of everything on this card, that's the one thing to watch. Because Asuka just wrecked everybody's house. It was
That's moderately depressing.
Yeah, hold on, I'm looking. They have 2 pages. One's for the Barclays Center and the other one's for the Manhattan Center. Yeah, no, that is the match of the night right there. Absolutely.
Again, that is moderately depressing.
Yep.
Then we move on to we had a skit where everyone's in Kurt Angle's office, including the coach, Harvey Whippleman, Brooklyn Brawler, Teddy Long, Brother Love, and the Boogeyman, who shows up to eat worms and scare some people.
I never saw the point in that gimmick.
I think if it had gone somewhere, there might have been a point, but it never did.
He's the Boogeyman, he's coming to get you, and then he jobs out with a mouthful of worms. Why?
Then we had JR and the King send us to a Taker package, which my basic thing was, if there is no Big Show Undertaker promo, this is not the best of The Undertaker. And there wasn't, so it was not the best of The Undertaker.
And also a completely nonsensical line from JBL was used, not only used, but amplified, given reverb. Something about, what is not alive cannot die. Or something to that effect, which made me cringe really hard.
Then we got easily the oddest Undertaker promo I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't understand what he was doing. Was he okay? So I have a theory, and it's kind of sad. And I think, just based on that promo alone, I have no evidence. This is not anything other than just a theory. He may be addicted to pain pills right now. He had a major surgery. He's looking a lot more gaunt than he used to, although granted he can't work out because of the major, he had a hip replacement, for fuck's sake. I can understand him not being as big as he used to be, but he was jittery, shaky, more like pale, not an Undertaker pale, but like pale. I'm hoping I'm completely wrong, but I can't really see any other real explanation.
Yeah, I don't have a better one. We go backstage where the APA is playing poker with Slater and Rhino. Ron Simmons is cleaning Slater out. Slater's got kids, but the kids don't got no money. And Ted DiBiase is there with a big wad of cash because we got a poker game. We need the $1 Million Man in there. I was fine with it.
Indeed. I was good with that, yeah. $1 Million Man shows up to the poker game. Fantastic. Although I kind of wanted to see somebody win the belt off of him in a hand of poker at some point.
That would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
But really, we focused on Slater repetitively losing all night long. Then we had Roman versus The Miz Intercontinental title match. Before we got into the actual match, though, the GMs got to come out and take some applause in. We had John Laurinaitis, William Regal, Eric Bischoff, and Daniel Bryan. Interesting thing with Daniel Bryan and Miz getting into each other's faces a little bit. So that's cool.
Apparently that was one of the spots that was completely rewritten because reasons. Apparently, what's that guy's name? The host, Jimmy Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon.
I was about to say Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Fallon was supposed to be there early in the day to film a bunch of pre-tape stuff, vignettes, him running into the different commissioners, and he didn't show up until just in time to sit down and have his picture taken, later in the night. Mm-hmm. So they just kind of like, fuck it, just make everybody go stand out there for no reason.
It would explain why Eric Bischoff looked pissed.
Yeah.
I came here for this.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully though.
You hated this match, correct?
Which one?
The Miz versus Roman match.
Oh, it's just garbage. Garbage in the sense of completely forgettable. I was checked out the whole time. It had no flow. It had no reason to exist. It had nothing. No drama. It's for a title. The guy's outnumbered. The problem is that it's always for a title, and the face is always outnumbered, and the face always loses to the heel who has the numbers game because that's the only thing they can write anymore.
Well, the point of this was to get the title off of Roman. I enjoyed the match significantly more than you did, though we did get that dumb thing with I don't remember Daniel Bryan doing these kicks nearly as well as The Miz. Fuck you, Corey Graves.
I had checked out so much at that point that I didn't even register that until after he'd said, I'm like, wait, did he? Oh, that's pathetic. It basically was I believe I had a tweet about it. Maybe I can find that while you describe the next thing.
Really not much. I mean, the numbers game was played a lot early on, but Axel and Dallas eventually get tossed from ringside by the referee. But while they are being ejected, they distract Roman Reigns. Reigns eats a skull-crushing finale. He does kick out, but eventually winds up running into a spear into an exposed turnbuckle, which that was well done. They didn't actually turn a lot of attention to the exposed turnbuckle, so that was... I didn't even realize it was exposed until it happened. That was actually pretty well done. Eats another skull-crushing finale, and Miz gets his 8th title reign, which is second most in history to Chris Jericho, and I died a little bit inside realizing that.
Yes, well, they don't have it. They either could job him out for the rest of his career, or keep throwing him at the IC title, hoping he'll get over. I did find my tweet. My tweet says, Miz versus Roman was the most boring and predictable wrestle-by-numbers garbage since, last week. Also, Graves' lame duck heel shilling added that lazy bullshit touch we love so much. Hashtag Raw25.
Yeah, I mean, this was a terrible title match from that regard. It doesn't belong on your 25th anniversary show.
It doesn't belong on an episode of Raw.
I could deal with it on an episode of Raw.
This should be on Velocity.
Not the IC title. It kind of needs to be on Raw. I just wish that Miz didn't keep ending up with the title.
Yeah, well, I mean, the title definitely belongs on Raw. It's just that none of the people they're having feud for the title do.
Oh, we had Joe versus Roman.
Cool. They only did that once.
Twice. There were 2 matches.
Whatever.
Then we go back to the poker game. The Usos have joined. Jeff Hardy has joined. MVP has joined, and MVP wins more of Slater's money. And we get the great line of, "Hey Ted, can you lend me some money? What do I look like, an ATM?" Then we go to the Peep Show with Christian, and this was a complete waste of Christian because he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I was happy to see him, and he was really good, but everything else absolutely was not good.
Jason Jordan just getting absolutely booed to fucking Christ.
Oh no, wait! I now remember. Yeah, no, actually, scratch my previous statement. I remember this now. Jason Jordan was awesome.
He was good.
Jason Jordan was fantastic. He fucking milked that crowd and walked them around like puppets and absolutely had everything going on. It was fantastic.
Indeed. I enjoyed it. I just wish that, you got Christian out there and he doesn't even really say anything. So, bit of a waste. Eventually, the Bar comes out, and really, the Bar were the faces based on crowd reaction here. I don't care if they're supposed to be the heels, but they got the crowd to serenade Jason Jordan with "You suck, you suck, you suck," and there was one piece of, call it just WWE logic here, where the Bar is like, the legends backstage we've been talking to, they think we're going to win the titles real easy. I'm like, yeah, because you're on a 2-match losing streak to Apollo Crews and Titus O'Neil.
Guaranteed victory.
Fucking hell. Anyways, they get the run in. Bar loses out, but Seth Rollins winds up smashing Jason Jordan in the face with a flying knee. So that'll probably play into a breakup of the tag team in some way. Which, they got plenty. It's where it's going. Heel Jason Jordan is the way to go, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if they'll pull that out anytime soon.
I wouldn't do
Although
it soon.
it's not like they can.
I'd milk it a while.
It's not like they'll keep it going until Dean comes back, because Dean's going to be out till like September. So I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah,
Maybe
the heel turn's coming before that.
The smart thing to do would be a long-term set of booking where you have this friction and you have stuff, and then you get them on the same page, and then they're a good team for maybe until fucking September, and then Dean comes back, and then Jason Jordan turns on them, and he and Dean wreck the shit out of the Shield, and then instant heels.
I could deal with it. I think the booking they've done already kind of negates it, and they definitely don't have that long term of a plan. They never do.
Oh, they'll rewrite it 8 seconds before they're supposed to have their match, so don't worry about it, dude.
We get Alexa Bliss getting a backstage interview only for Charlotte Flair to make her appearance. My notes read, Jesus Christ, Bliss is even shorter than I thought she was.
Yeah, she's incredibly short.
Charlotte basically informs Bliss she's only champ because Charlotte is not there. And we got Ric Flair! Thank you very much. Then we go back to the poker game. Titus Worldwide has joined in. We got Natty Neidhart there. Natty is taking more of Slater's money. Slater should be broke at this point already. Where is he? Why does he keep buying back in? Then we talked about it briefly. Bray Wyatt versus Matt Hardy, and fuck, this was bad.
Yes. Yeah, it was. This was for sure. This is a curtain jerker on Velocity.
Not even. This is a match. This match should not happen. You've got Matt Hardy out there versus Bray Wyatt. This has been a feature feud, and you got it done in less than 10 minutes, less than 6 minutes, I think. And you just jobbed out Matt Hardy hard.
Yeah. No real. If they've got some sort of booking ideas, they're not sharing it with anybody who can make heads or tails out of it.
Fuck. Got a bunch of ladies coming out to be legends, although the legendary status of some of them are kind of tenuous at best. Yeah. We got the Bella Twins, Maurice, Kelly, Lillian Garcia, Jacqueline, Tori Wilson, who doesn't even look like Tori Wilson anymore. It's a bit weird. Michelle McCool, Terry Runnels, Maria Kanellis, and of course, Trish Stratus.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Tori Wilson, but she was beautiful, and now she looks like a different person entirely.
Still reasonably attractive, but
I just don't understand.
Did not even recognize her.
If you hadn't told me that was Tori Wilson, I would assume that it was not her. Anybody but her.
Then we had an Elias Sampson backstage skit with Chris Jericho. Jericho sings that he doesn't want to walk with Elias, teases putting him on the list, and then he puts him on the list. Yeah. And this led to something that was completely wasted. Really, period. Elias is out in the ring. He gets a little bit of walk with Elias chance of sorts, which is probably about the biggest reaction he's ever had. He sings about the legends, points out Jimmy Fallon, because he's a bigger superstar than anyone else on the show. He was terrible on the guitar tonight. I put, fuck, he's not even good on the guitar tonight. Normally it's reasonable, but fuck.
I wouldn't be able to tell you. I always skip the guitar parts. He just they give him 93 minutes of every episode to sit there in the middle of the ring, and I got other things to do.
And then the delusion level got over 5 million because he called Chris Jericho a phony, which my notes say here. Nah. He's actually a rock star. You're the phony. And John.
I don't understand. Yeah. Why did they ever say anything like this?
And then we got John Cena out there, and the only real highlight of this was that he had said John Cena and the city of Brooklyn have no balls, and Cena points out beach balls in the crowd and goes, Brooklyn and I have balls, and there they are. I laughed a little, but then Elias goes through how we came to see Elias and not John Cena. Jesus, can I get a non-delusional heel? I understand that a lot of heels are slightly delusional because they're the good guy in their own mind, and That's fine. This was ridiculous.
Yeah, they're not. Well, I mean, show me one of their heels that has any kind of internal logic whatsoever.
They're better than Elias.
Well, I mean, Bray Wyatt thinks that he's the savior. Who else?
But Bray Wyatt is at least completely insane. Like, he has no grasp on reality. I'm fine with that.
Fair enough. The Miz thinks that he's a big movie star when he's less popular than the guy who replaces Jean-Claude Van Damme in the sequels to all of his movies.
Ooh, don't know about that.
I do.
But yeah, I mean, The Miz is a smaller star in Hollywood than, of course, The Rock, John Cena. So, like, even just going with wrestlers, Batista.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Side note: I purchased and watched Blade Runner 2049. Excellent movie, excellent sequel, and Dave Bautista is excellent in it.
Dave Bautista is possibly the best performance in that movie. That's wow.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
Cena does the old face. I dare you to do something about it. He attacks Cena when Cena stupidly turns his back. Cena takes advantage, gets low blowed by Elias, eats a guitar shot and a drift away. We have seen these two have a match, and it was really terrible. Why are we revisiting this? Why?
Yeah, it was widely regarded as one of the worst matches ever.
This is the worst match John Cena's ever had, and he's wrestled the Great Khali.
Yeah.
New Day has joined in on the poker game. Slater has a full house, but Data Brooke says, according to the numbers, you have been cheating, and he has, because a bunch of cards start falling out of his pocket. They're gonna rumble, and JBL and Farouk say, "This is the poker room. This is not the place for this kind of shit. Go settle it in the ring." So we're gonna get a tag match between Slater and Rhino versus Titus Worldwide. And we end off with a $1 Million Man laugh as he has a royal flush, and Ron Simmons has to give us an obligatory "damn."
Yeah, it took him like 9 years to say "damn."
I think that's supposed to be part of the joke,
I guess.
Mark Henry and Godfather had a little backstage fun with Olivia, who turns out to be the Godfather's wife.
Correct.
Callbacks to Sexual Chocolate. And, of course, Mark Henry assuming it's a hoe, but it's the Godfather's wife. And she is smoking.
Indeed.
Then we go to the aforementioned tag match, Titus Worldwide versus Slater and Rhino. I will say, really impressive vertical suplex spot from Apollo. Properly good done. The match eventually gets thrown out so the Dudleys can come down and put Slater through a table and hit him with a "what's up."
Hey!
This apparently, this was supposed to be Enzo going through a table before his legal issues.
something like that. He was supposed to have. I think he was supposed to have antagonized a bunch of people backstage throughout the evening, and then they were gonna job out their champion in the middle of the ring because Vince is
to the Dudley
clearly
boys.
Insane. Yeah. I did like Slater sort of be like, "Are we going to do this? We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Well, fuck it then." No, and then they threw him in there. I thought that finally they'd have some sort of payoff to the, he's toughening up, so he will, he's going to be the one to get in the ring, and fine, if you fuckers won't do it, I'll do it. I thought that they'd finally have that kind of moment, but they chose not to.
They had Titus Worldwide and Rhino just push him in.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense.
AJ Styles backstage promo where he sends the interview bot packing so we can get Mean Gene Okerlund. This was not terrible, but it wasn't very good.
Well, I tell you what, Mean Gene.
That was good. I like that part.
Yeah.
But, I mean, basically, it's trying to get over the whole Cammy thing, Kevin and Sammy, and,
it didn't get over then. It didn't get over at all.
It shouldn't.
Didn't get over on SmackDown, spoiler alert.
Yeah. He's going to hit hard and fast. He's going to retain the title. Moving on. DX Reunion. This was one of the better moments of the night, but also one of the saddest moments of the night here to finish off with. So we get Shawn Michaels, Triple H, doing their thing. Shawn is actually kind of funny as the petulant child in a way.
What's going on with his voice? Like, is he sick?
It might be sick. I don't know.
Is he back on the pills?
We get New Age Outlaws and X-Pac out there. Here's the sad thing. I'm pretty sure Road Dogg looked the best of all of them, which is a bit weird.
Yeah, him and Billy Gunn were in the best shape. Although I've heard that X-Pac is in quite good shape himself. He was just wearing a lot of clothes.
Yeah, X-Pac actually still works matches, so he's good to go. We get a Razor Ramon, and Scott Hall looks good actually for his age and what he's been through.
Yeah, he's in a hell of a lot better shape. He's mostly cognizant.
Yeah, at no point did I think he doesn't know where he is, which, with public appearances in Scott Hall, has been kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Bullet Club comes out, and I have my notes here. Please don't let this be a burial. But no, they actually get a 2-sweet, and the Revival are out here. There's who's going to get buried.
Predictable.
Yeah. We end up with Good Brothers getting Pearl Harbored and really kind of overselling it. Jesus. And I enjoyed the nostalgia of the King and JR on commentary. I will note that I was never really even a big fan of JR and the King. But commentary has gotten so much worse than them that they seem great by comparison.
Yeah, it was JR has always been really good. I've always enjoyed JR. It's just that Jerry Lawler's fucking trash.
Oh, I'll take Jerry Lawler over the current heel commentators. Fuck.
Well, he was the progenitor of the ridiculously paranoid, retarded, pandering, absolutely insulting to your intelligence heel, and I always hated him for it.
Oh, I do. It's just someone saw Jerry Lawler's, insulting my intelligence and said, I can insult it more.
Yeah,
and
you
roll
can hold my beer.
Hold my beer. Yeah, in the end, Revival falls to the Magic Killer. I thought that this match was just weird because of the oversell, and then the old guys beat up the Revival.
Yeah, Revival take every finisher known to man. I enjoyed seeing the finishers again. It was cool. Like, nobody botched anything, but
it's a complete waste of the Revival.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, why invest in your future?
Like, I was fine when they did this at Raw 1000 to Heath Slater. That was fine, because Heath Slater is a comedy guy. Very good at it. But honestly, he's not really ever going to be on a long-term basis above that. And honestly, probably shouldn't be. That being said, the Revival should be. Like, this should be a serious act. And yeah, buried 6 feet under.
Yep. I mean, trying to salvage a positive out of this, but I mean, at least they were outnumbered, I guess.
At least.
There wasn't. It's not like they went out and did the job to fucking Spike Dudley in 30 seconds. Which, I love Spike Dudley.
I love Spike.
That kind of situation would not be awesome.
Yeah, that would be less than awesome. Speaking of which, Spike Dudley for 205 GM. We'll get into that later.
Yes. That would be a thing.
That'd be a thing. Kurt Angle leads the Legends and the Raw roster down to try to keep civility with the Royal Rumble main event in the ring. What was the point? Was this a contract signing, or what the hell was this supposed to be?
At no point was any detail given or any reason produced. Or they just like, Brock Lesnar is making a special appearance just so that's going to happen. Yeah, yay.
We got a great introduction for Paul Heyman, and that was the only thing good about this. Kane pretty much got buried, and Brock got put through a table.
Yep.
Moving on, let's hit up some Smackdown.
Smackdown!
Which was the better show this week, by default.
The dark match included Mojo Rawley versus Ty Dillinger. This internet wrestling database is really cool for little extra stuff like that.
True. We open up with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn putting each other over, burying Raw because of the average age on the show last night. AJ has no chance. AJ ends up coming out to their yepping promo to do a nope promo.
This was awesome.
This was fun. Yeah.
You only had to say nope like twice and everybody's going crazy.
We saw footage of AJ saying that he would take them both on separately in the same night. So we're getting a doubleheader. Daniel Bryan comes out to, in theory, make the match, I guess. Comes out to say that Sammy and KO are two of the best in the world, but he has all the confidence in AJ. AJ says, I know what you're going to do, Daniel. Let's just do the match. That's pretty much
I got the distinct impression when Danielson was coming out, his body language, the way he was holding his arm, was clearly going, no, we're not.
Oh, I agree. So I agree. It's just obviously AJ was meant to get the impression he was out here to make the match, and
I guess.
He also told Shane later on that he wasn't going to make the match.
Yeah, which Shane said he did not believe because Shane is a skeptical fuck.
Yep. Speaking of which, that was the next segment. Daniel telling Shane that he was not actually going to make the match. Shane says that it's not AJ's ability he questions, and leaves it at that.
Because he's a skeptical fuck.
We get Jey Uso versus Chad Gable. I had fun with this match.
Yeah. For an Uso match, it was definitely not terrible. And Chad Gable came off really well. The Chaos Theory suplex continues to be OP.
Yeah.
And
Doug Williams in the house.
Like, Chad Gable's got all the this kind of makes me angry, though, that they broke up Gable and Jason Jordan. Because those two guys are quickly becoming the up-and-coming kind of like faces of almost their generation. And they've got the charisma, they've got the technical ability. Sometimes they need some help in the ring to get the match all the way together, but they're quickly developing into awesome individuals. Yeah, and part of me wants them to have never broken up because it doesn't, like, they could clearly be the top whatever on any show soon, like within 2 years. And then there's another part of me that said, well, if they didn't break up, would they still be able to do these things?
I think they would, but I don't know. I'm not. I'm okay with them both ending up doing something. My fear was when they broke up the tag team that Gable would disappear, become enhancement talent because he's small.
Yeah,
they didn't do that.
When they signed Shelton Benjamin, I assumed that they were just going to have a trio of ass-kicking wrestlers, and then they would just be Kurt Angle's muscle, a lot like kind of what Jason Jordan's gimmick is now, but with more of the ass kicking and less of the nepotism.
Yes. Then we got Nakamura cutting a promo backstage. I enjoyed this. What am I gonna do? Knee to face.
I enjoyed it a great deal. He was a very direct yet charismatic individual.
Indeed. Baron Corbin comes in to say that he's all hype. No show, no go. And my notes read, pot, meat, kettle. Holy crap.
Yeah, pretty much.
He doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care about Nakamura. The fans care about Nakamura. And Nakamura says, it doesn't matter what he's done. It's what he will do at the Royal Rumble. And let's rumble tonight.
Yeah, didn't he always, the fans don't pay my bills? Yes, they fucking do. Fucking idiot. Why did you say that out loud?
Because he was told to.
Use some internal logic. Say no. Say it doesn't make sense in a grammatical skill.
Going back to our Elias Sampson talk, heels with no grasp on reality for no apparent reason.
We can't write. We can't write. That's what they should be. Like, the writers should just... Vince and the entire writing staff should just come down to ringside and chant that loudly between every single match and after every single promo. Just to let people know they have no idea how to do any of this right.
Yeah. Then we go to Naomi versus Liv Morgan. With the match, before it gets started, gets interrupted by a Ty Dillinger Perfect 10 Royal Rumble promo. Which I'm fine with. This match felt very disjointed and had a sunset flip for a finish.
Yeah.
Not really liking it. Natty, Lana, Carmella, Becky come out, and it's, big squabble post-match, everyone getting eliminated by everybody. And then Becky and Naomi are the last two there. Becky tries to throw Naomi over the top rope to the floor, but Naomi lands on the apron. Charlotte comes out and basically says, I like it. You'll need all the luck in the world basically to beat me.
Correct.
Then we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin. Battle of two of my favorite theme songs in WWE right now. And the match was better than these two have traditionally put on. Nakamura getting the DQ victory because Orton comes out to RKO him mid-Kinshasa and then gives Baron one as well. Good done RKO out of nowhere. That's about it, really.
Clearly. Like, they used all of the fan... I guess, what they did is they had the two in the ring work the fans to the point where you couldn't tell if they were making more noise because the finish was coming, or if they're making more noise because of, oh my god, there's Randy Orton clearly out of nowhere, and the camera angle was done perfectly. It was pretty fantastic.
Yep. Then we get New Day and Bobby Roode for some promo time. This was a bit weird, but fun. I enjoyed the it's going to be delicious. No! Glorious! Then we end up with a 6-man tag. Bobby Roode, Kofi Kingston, and Xavier Woods versus Jinder Mahal, Rusev, and Aiden English. Aiden English is out there to eat the pin, and he ate the pin. So, Can't really complain. Eats a Roode spine buster and the Xavier elbow drop for the win. It was fun while it lasted, but it was too short for a 6-man tag. And I did enjoy the fact that the announcers got hit with pancakes.
Also true, yeah. I don't really remember tons about the match other than I was wondering why the fuck Jinder Mahal was out there. But then again, I wonder that all the time. So
I suppose because he's feuding with Bobby Roode over the U.S. title at some point in the near future.
Yeah, I guess. But he beat you for it. Why would he...
Whoa. Beating someone for it doesn't preclude anything in WWE. We've established this long ago.
I guess, but it still doesn't matter because no one wants to see Jinder Mahal wrestle. So.
Oh, fuck. Well, if you're going to have him wrestle, sure as hell not against Bobby Roode, with Bobby Roode being a face. That's a bad combo. Then we had AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens, and I was looking at the clock going, this is going to be really freaking short. How's this going to go? And Styles beats Kevin Owens with a calf slicer pretty quickly.
Yeah, I like this is the one thing that did make sense. Kevin Owens tapped out immediately because, well, he's got a match on the weekend for the title. Well, fuck would he want to be in there trying to tough it out on a submission for? That would be retarded. So he didn't do it. It made perfect sense. Congratulations. You did literally one thing right this week so far. And
AJ holds on to the hold a while longer. Sami Zayn comes out to save Kevin, attack AJ.
Yeah, he was on him like right away as soon as the match was over because the stipulation was if either of these guys interfered with either of these matches, they would instantly be fired on the fucking spot. So neither Sammy couldn't interfere with Kevin's match, and Kevin couldn't interfere with Sammy's match.
Owens is still at ringside for the second match, though, because, of course, his knee, and, well, leg, I assume the calf slicer wouldn't actually work the knee, but okay. But
the knee slicer.
They were working on the knee, but whatever. Leg injury, he's out there, and I'm like, ooh, that's going to play into it somehow, but I'm interested to see how. And Sammy beats the fuck out of AJ for a while. The referee does start the match. The commentators are making the same point about how, well, AJ could just get out of this now and save himself for the Rumble, which would have made sense, but he is the fighting babyface, so he has to go on. AJ, a couple of times, winds up assaulting Kevin Owens on the outside after the match spills on the outside. It was pretty funny. Sami Zayn hit one hell of a Michinoku driver for a 2 count. Holy shit, that was good.
Yes, like, I thought that was going to be the finish. Like, damn, he kicked out.
I knew it wouldn't be because Kevin Owens hadn't played into it yet. But
yeah.
Styles ends up taking Sam to the outside again, rolls him back in. He flips the gurney over that has Kevin Owens on it.
Hilarious.
Then Sammy does get the capitalization with the Haluva kick and the Blue Thunder Bomb for the victory. Reasonably clever ending. Wasn't the obvious option to go. I liked it.
Yeah. It's very, very clear that Sami Zayn is. Where would you rank him in talent level on the current roster? Like
Top 5.
top 5? Could you make a case for top 3?
Top 3, let me think. I would possibly stop short of top 3.
Fair enough.
Top 5
I would say depending on the week, you could make definitely top 5, but possibly top 3. And any reason you might have for holding him down is purely retarded on anybody's part.
He's too small.
So's fucking AJ Styles.
I know, it's a new era. Let's stop obsessing about size. That'd be nice.
Pretty much. Wouldn't it be great if you could have a champion, possibly Canadian, that the fans really, really got behind, sold a ton of merch, kind of like Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Then would possibly elevate your entire stock because he's such a goddamn good wrestler.
Amazing. Freaking amazing.
Wouldn't that be a good concept?
Indeed. Then he can even be 2 characters. He could be Sami Zayn and El Generico.
Indeed, that would be fantastic. He could have like some sort of head trauma, or he could just do like I don't know if they want to do a head trauma angle.
I probably would stay away from that.
You would. I wouldn't. I have no shame. But you could do it that way, or you could just have, Sami Zayn lost a match and he gets fired from the WWE, and then the next week, the generic luchador.
We move on to 205 Live, where Daniel Bryan tells us that Enzo Amore is not the champion anymore. He's not going to be on 205 Live, and we're going to get a GM.
Yeah, he said that he abdicated the title.
I will say, he was very clearly reading a script on this one. This was like the least natural promo I think I've seen in a while.
Yeah, you could see his eyes moving.
Yeah, not great. Not great. Just to recap, Enzo is basically being accused of rape. His accuser is not necessarily the most sane-seeming individual in some ways, so
yeah, maybe
this will blow over.
Basically, I don't know, I can't remember all of the exact details for the timeline, but I believe the incident happened on the 20th of October.
Correct.
And on the 22nd of October, she had the rape kit done. It's been out for testing. Essentially, I guess the cops are just waiting for the test results to come back there, and then it's either going to be, then I guess it's guilty or not guilty, I suppose. I don't know what the whole legal proceedings will be. I assume he will have to be formally charged. I assume he will have to provide a sample or not. I don't know anything about that, but from what it sounds like, and you don't want to really pass judgment, but somebody, some person has made accusations on Twitter. Somebody else, claiming to be a friend of that person, put up a YouTube video claiming that the person that's making these claims sent text messages or something to them saying, I just fucked a wrestler. And that's really all we know as far as the details are concerned.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a weird situation, and it seems like Enzo's mostly fired because he never brought this to WWE's attention.
Yeah, that's, I guess, since he's kind of the backstage menace, and nobody really in backstage likes him that much. And on top of that, he's known about this since late October, and he didn't tell the WWE about it at all. And they're like, fuck this, fucking get rid of him. So I gather they told people that he was suspended. They made the announcement that he was suspended, and then as soon as Raw and 205 were taped, then they told him, or they had just, apparently, what the story seems to be is that they fired him immediately, told people he was suspended, and then, revealed that he's actually fired.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I can't say that I blame him. I blame them, but, I mean... we'll wait to see what the verdict is.
The only thing I don't like about it is, of course, the fact that they're everything done with the WWE when it comes to legal problems is done completely on a whim, and there seem to be no real rules on the matter.
Yeah.
Like Rich Swann, for example, is still under contract. He's just suspended without pay.
Latest news on him, actually, as of yesterday or the day before, all charges against him have been dropped. Apparently there's just zero evidence of anything. They can't come up with anything to prove or charge or anything. There's just nothing there.
Such is generally the case with matters of somewhat domestic-related violence.
No.
If you don't have a cooperative victim.
Well, apparently she's very cooperative, but her story, they can't corroborate her story at all.
Uh-huh.
So whether or not these witnesses that they've got are totally mistaken, or the story, like she embellished a whole bunch of stuff, or it really happened just exactly like that, and he just nobody had a camera on, there's just no proof, and it really did happen exactly that way. Nobody knows. Indeed.
We open up with Kalisto, Grand Metalik, and Lince Dorado.
Indeed. Now, all my notes for 205 and NXT got erased because I forgot to save them and my computer rebooted yesterday. So I don't have all my fine details up and running, and I'm looking at the card here on the IWD, but again, it doesn't tell me when promos were involved. This here match, this is another one of those things where they're not really clear about stuff. So Kalisto comes out. Cool. Who's he wrestling? He's wrestling Grand Metalik? That's weird. Why would they be doing that? Hey, it's Lince Dorado. Sweet. What are we doing? Oh, it's a 6-man tag. Cool. Somebody probably should have said that out loud at some point.
And it's against TJP, Daivari, and Tony Nese.
Yeah, and I was I do remember having written down before anybody came out, I was like, I wonder if TJP is going to be the curtain jerker for the 4th week in a row. And lo and behold, he was. I enjoyed the shit out of this match. It was very good. Everybody had got their shit in. Everybody was working at a very deliberate pace, and by deliberate, I don't mean slow. I mean everybody had an agenda, and they had a pace that they were going to push, and everybody had their own kind of gear in the gearbox. So whenever somebody else was tagged in, things changed up and kept moving. I do remember that Lince did do a cane bump on a missed 450.
Yeah.
I wrote that down. That's a bit weird. Of all the cane bumps to take, I don't know if I do a 450 and land on my fucking knees. I don't think that's a sound decision.
I will say, this is probably the greatest arm drag I've ever seen in WWE, with Grand Metalik working with Tony Nese.
Yeah, dude. And I remember, who was it? Oh, Kalisto. Kalisto impressed the shit out of me in this one. He did a perfectly timed, and I mean perfectly timed Matrix move to avoid a clothesline. A clothesline that was actually thrown like a clothesline. Holy shit. Doing something with intent and having somebody else do the right thing in return. This is a rarity in WWE. This is like the biggest diamond you accidentally kick out of a pile of dirt. That one spot, for me, made the whole match.
Got the crowd pretty into this as well.
But that one little bitty thing was fan-goddamn-tastic.
In the end, we get TJP gets distracted by Tony Nese on the apron. It's like, why are you not in the corner?
Yeah,
and then
Tony
Lince
Nese was up on the apron outside and got TJP crashed into him when he got sent into the ropes.
Yep. And then Lince Dorado hits the springboard stunner type dealie and gets the win. And Nese and TJP are jaw-jacking afterwards. And I like everything about this and where it's going.
Yeah, I am very, very encouraged. I think right after this we had the Gulak promo.
We did.
So Gulak's making a case for his better 205 Live. Your boy Bryan Danielson made an announcement right off the bat of this episode saying that next week we are going to have a commissioner announced, which I'm excited for, which will clearly be Rockstar Spud.
It could be. I could also see it going to Jamie Noble.
That could be good. I could see, what if we had J&J Security running the show?
And some people have been floating the idea of Dean Malenko, which I'd also be behind.
I would be very encouraged by this, because if you fuck around on the shooter, he will cripple you. I am very. I'm also intrigued to see what happens with the Zoe train. I'm intrigued to see, like, is Gulak clearly is the top heel. Clearly.
Yes.
Clearly. I'm going to say clearly one more time.
Yeah.
Just to emphasize the fact that next week when they fuck that all up and try and push, I don't know, anybody else as the top heel, it's not going to make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I've been waiting this entire time for the Drew Gulak GM push, though. I
Yes.
want full politician Gulak.
Yes, I would be totally fine with that too. Gulak's in charge, and the whatever they're going to call it, the Gulak Express instead of the Zoe train, or send him to the Gulag. I don't know.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. And then we had your boy Hideous Tatami against your boy Jack Gakalaka. This was a stiff match.
I was into this until Gallagher lost again, and then I'm just like, how is this supposed to be a feud? This is the most one-sided ass whipping I've ever seen.
Yeah, and he had a really great promo. Was it last week or the week before? Like, I'm going after you. I'm going to go after your friends. I'm going to go after your family. I am going to hurt the shit out of you. And it's not working out that way.
Nope.
So I don't know what the payoff is supposed to be. It was a good match. It was, yeah, like you said, it was really good up to the point where Hideo, and he's got a new finisher. Are they not letting him do the go to sleep, or did he just decide to? I don't know, but he did was it like a sideways code breaker or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's fine, but I'd rather have him do the go to sleep and have people actually take the move correctly. I'm not blaming Kendrick on that one. It was, but people just don't seem to want to work with Hideo Itami. They clearly don't want to do the job. They clearly don't want to take his moves. Jack Gallagher took a lot of fucking stiff-ass kicks, and I commend him for it. And it made Tatami look fantastic. Yes, I'm saying Tatami on purpose. It's a Matt joke. And this was a really well-worked, stiff fucking match, and I liked it. But the payoff or the storyline isn't really coming together on this one. I don't know what the hell's going on. I would have been fine with the match exactly the way it was, and then Gallagher fucking, I don't know, just uppercut him and give him a Yano and uppercut his nuts and roll him up for the win. I don't give a shit.
Or at least give Gallagher some payback after the match or something.
Something.
The booking here is not working.
And then didn't we have the Tozawa promo?
We had Akira Tozawa telling us he'd make a good boss. And
fantastic.
Fires a guy and then walks away like Vince McMahon.
He walks up on some random dude in a suit in the hallway. He's like, "What was he? Is your name? What's your name?" And he's like, "Brian." And then Brian, you're fired. And then just gives the camera the biggest grin and then see, I'd be a very good boss. Fantastic. That dude's got all.
He's got the Vince McMahon walk down, Pratt.
Yeah. Also, why the fuck isn't he wrestling on TV? He's clearly wrestling. He wrestled a dark match for Raw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know where I'd make room for him in this particular episode.
He's the top face.
I'd push him as top face, but they're going to push Cedric Alexander as top face.
That's why he's not on TV, because you cannot push Cedric Alexander as your top face if Tozawa's anywhere near a camera. That explains everything right there.
Yep. Speaking of Cedric Alexander, we had Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali in the very weird face versus face match.
Which was a fucking great match. This shit, man, they worked everything and had the crowd going fucking crazy. There was some holy shit chants. There was some this is awesome chants. They had that crowd popping, rocking, and moving. It was fantastic, and I enjoyed it. And again, some more stiff stuff in this one, too. And some high flying, and some great-ass moves. I fucking... And some great come-from-behinds, and we had some good comebacks. All kinds of good shit in this. Why can't they do this all the time? And who the hell's in charge now that they're actually wrestling?
I do wish I knew what they were doing with Cedric Alexander from the face heel dynamic, because they mixed in some of like the kind of heel turn stuff here, like a little bit. Like they started with the Brian Kendrick and Gallagher feud. Mr. Alexander, you will show your cruelty. But yeah, some great moves here. One that I particularly love because it was very, very simple but very effective. Ali's going for the springboard back in the ring, and Alexander just gives him basically the pie face, and he just smashes his face on the ring apron, and it looks so painful, so effective, and yet so simple to do.
Yeah, when they showed it in real time and he sold the move, I legit thought there was going to be, there's Kendrick 2.0. That guy's definitely got some like crushed face bones. That looked really fucking bad. And then they showed it in slow-mo, and I'm like, it's not as bad as I thought. But it's still fucking pretty not too good.
We also had a springboard flatliner from Alexander, which is really cool.
That seems to be his new thing. He's been doing that a lot in the last 2 months.
Mm-hmm. We got a Spanish fly spot, of course. We got Ali hitting a spinning DDT, which was very cool. We got Ali crashing and burning on the 054, and then Alexander hits the neuralizer and the lumbar check for the 3. This was really good. Even got an awesome chant from the 205 crowd, which that is freaking hard to do. And
any reaction whatsoever is difficult to get out of those fucking dumbasses.
I really enjoyed a lot of the counter work in this match, and we got a handshake at the end. So Alexander's still face. Probably will get pushed as the top face for a while, and then maybe transition into a top heel. So I think we're going with this.
That seems about right.
Then we moved on to the NXT.
No. First, we had a dark match between Randall Keith Orton and Baron Corbin.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, that's why it's a dark match.
Yeah.
It just says here on the fucking... I didn't watch it either. It's a fucking dark match.
Then we go on to the NXT. Lead us in, sir.
From the Center Stage Theater in Atlanta, Georgia. Attendance unknown. Aaron X... Ice-T or something.
Yep.
With a dark match from Already Seeing Llamas. Am I reading this correctly? I think so. Already Seeing Llamas versus Cassius Oh Yes. So I guess that's a thing. We had an opening match between No Way Jose and Caesar.
We had the Velveteen Dream promo first.
Oh yeah, Velveteen. I forgot about that. You're just gonna have to go promo. The Velveteen Dream promo was, it did it in character. That was good. The verbiage was fine. The delivery was weird. Which I guess again is in character.
I did like the start of it when he's like ambiance, lighting. Yeah. I like that, but yeah, kind of went downhill after that.
Yeah, so that was a bit strange. And then the production value, I don't know if they did this on purpose, but the production value looked like something that you would see in the mid-90s. So I don't know if that's, again, a thing they were trying to actually accomplish, or if that was just, we didn't have time to do anything else, or what the deal is. So, it was fine, it just didn't really do anything for them. The No Way Jose Cesar Bananas match was not good at all.
This is lukewarm at best.
Yeah, so, spoiler alert, I did not like this. This is the second worst NXT of the year. Well, possibly the second worst NXT I've ever seen.
I was not as negative on it, but it was not a very good show.
See, now, NXT is my weekly dose of hope. It's my weekly dose of, God damn it, the WWE could be so awesome if. And it's never going to happen until Vince gives up control or fucking dies. So, I don't know why I keep hoping, but watching NXT always gives me like, oh man, if we could just get some of this on actual TV, it would be so awesome, it would be great. And then they have episodes like this, to which I am disappointed greatly. The Jose match, I like No Way Jose, but Cesar Bononi needs a lot of fucking work. It
also would help if they could figure out what they're doing with Bononi.
Yeah, and or why you keep telling me he's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and he doesn't even close his hand around somebody's wrist. He just punches and kicks dudes.
Yep.
So shut the fuck up about it. It's like Baron Corbin's Golden Gloves championships. Nobody gives a shit. He doesn't punch anybody except for like twice a match. So this match, they clearly don't have any chemistry together. They just don't. I don't even know if they had a plan. I think that was half this was called in the ring badly. And then no way Jose Cesar Bononi's too tall to do like the fastball punch thing, because you have to throw this guy up in the air and punch him on the way down. And by the time Cesar Bononi came down, he'd been down for about 2 seconds because he's incredibly tall. And then you might as well have just punched him.
Yeah.
So this match was not any good. We have a promo in the middle?
We had basically a hype package for Black versus Cole.
Okay, which I don't need a hype package for that because it's going to be as good as Cole can.
This shit makes it be hard.
Yeah, this match is going to be as good as any Adam Cole match potentially could be. And then we had, I believe the name's pronounced Spelunka Blair.
Bianca Belair versus LaToya.
Yeah, LaToya Jackson or something. They keep calling her Blair all the time. I know that it's Bel Air, and there is a pause between the bell and the air, but the commentators, no matter which one it is, keeps calling her Blanca Blair, Blanca Blair, Blanca Blair. It's like they're trying to make every syllable in her name one syllable. It's really weird.
This sucked.
This sucked hard. This sucked eggs through a straw. This was bad.
The best part of this was the "Let's Go Jobber" chant.
The "Let's Go Jobber" chant is my new favorite chant. It's not I don't think. Well, now that I'm thinking about it, this might go up there next to "Kill the Jobber."
Nah, "Kill the Jobber" is better.
Well, yeah, but "Kill the Jobbers." We've had "Kill the Jobber" for quite a while, and it's really ingrained. We'll let it breathe and have its own life here. But "Let's Go Jobber" might be the new. It's definitely the new hotness, but I don't know about the all-time hotness. I don't know why they had the new talent wrestling a jobber. I don't even know why we have Bianca Belair wrestling on TV. I don't enjoy her style.
She was very good in the Mae Young Classic, but she worked with very competent workers in the Mae Young Classic. So if you're going to put her on TV, I don't... This goes back to my general problem with NXT just in general, is that they're like, well, we got to give people TV time, but you're giving them bad TV time because you're having them work with other people who are also not ready for TV time. So have them work, like it's kind of like, to use a male equivalent here, it'd be like saying, okay, well, let's take Cesar Bononi, because we were just talking about it. We want to push Cesar Bononi, we want to make something out of him. Okay, so how do we go about doing this? Well, we could put him in there with like Cassius Ohno and have him have a decent match with a veteran who could probably figure out a little bit. Like after the match, Ohno can go, okay, you need to work on this, you need to work on this. We were in there. This is where you're lacking. We can build a match around your strengths, have you work on your weaknesses. Or we could have Bononi face off with No Way Jose, who has been in the business a little bit of a time, but he doesn't have the mind for the business like Ohno does. So you're just giving a green guy against a guy who probably isn't going to teach him a ton. And also, No Way Jose looks like he's incredibly unmotivated right now. So
yeah, I guess it would be like having a choice between, okay, you're going to wrestle one of the Rockers. You can either wrestle Shawn Michaels or Marty Jannetty.
Wrestling Michaels.
Which one of these is going to help your career, help you learn, help you? It's probably no. I'm not shitting on Marty Jannetty, who's a fine worker, but he's no Shawn Michaels.
No.
So yeah,
there's a reason they call it the Marty Jannetty of a team.
Correct. So yeah, I don't know. It's the hair spot's garbage. You can see her slap her leg. It's not a whip. The hair looks dumb. The hair is... I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for her to do some sort of top rope move and have the hair get tangled and then yank her. Like, she's going to get hurt really bad at some point.
Like, the hair's going to here's I guess, the thing, is I would hire some veteran indie workers to be your job crew. So on the women's side, that'd be like an Allison Danger, for example, Kathy Carino in real life, Steve Carino's sister. Bring her in. under the agreement that we're going to pay you to be like a trainer / jobber. You're going to go out there, you're going to make people look good, you're going to help them develop because you're a little too old for us to really make something out of you. Let's work with that. Instead, we're having people wrestle with other people who don't really know how to wrestle.
Yeah, it's like, aluminum doesn't sharpen aluminum, apparently. So maybe work on that, possibly. Just a thought. We had our main event. Was there another promo?
There was Ember Moon.
6-1 hype package.
There was an Ember Moon, Shayna Baszler sit-down interview.
That was garbage.
My notes realize I am not sure that this plays to either of these girls' strengths. And it didn't. It was perhaps better than I expected it to be. But that's like saying that $5 hamburger from McDonald's is better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, I had no intentions of watching the promo, and when it came on, I skipped kind of like ahead 30 seconds at a time until it was clear that they were winding up to do something. Every time I skipped ahead, it looked like Ember Moon was crying or something, and Shayna Baszler was just sitting there. She is
not very good at face-to-face interviews. Shayna is better, but realistically thrives in an environment where she can do physical stuff.
Yeah, it would be good, yeah.
And the thing is like, there are things you kind of have to do in wrestling. Like, you kind of have to be able to work a reasonable match. You probably have to be able to work on the mic a little bit. There's not really any way around this. You could put a manager with someone to accentuate it, whatever, but people got to be able to do stuff. You don't have to be able to do a sit-down interview. You really don't. So why are we pushing two women who are just not best served here into doing it?
Yeah, it didn't make it. That's why I never watch any Selena Vega promos or interviews or anything like that. I know that she's just going to say some dumb delusional shit, and who fucking cares?
Yeah, her character is garbage.
When I knew that you were going to put the Rookie up against the traditionally not good at promos, why the fuck would I watch that shit? That doesn't make any... I've said this about 60 times during this podcast, but it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, then we had the TM61 second part hype package and reintroducing them.
That's some good package.
It's good. Watch it.
I enjoyed the shit out of that. That was clearly the highlight of the entire show.
I liked Gargano versus Dream.
It was just a match. There's nothing special about this match. I was not...
No, there is nothing special about the match. We'll get more in detail about that in a sec. We had AOP kill a jobber team and call it Fish and O'Reilly.
Yeah, I forgot. That was actually kind of cool.
That's fine.
I mean, they just kind of came out. They clearly wrecked them right away. They then got on the mic, and Akam and Razar actually did a promo. Pretty good. Kept it short, kept it sweet, kept it impactful. Moved on with their lives, grabbed the jobber team, did the best Super Collider I've ever seen, and then pinned them for the 1-2. Or did they even pin them, or they just walked off?
The match never even really happened. They came out, killed them. Like, this doesn't even need to be a match. Just murder.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good. It did everything right. Perfect. Sweet. Do that again, I guess. But
then we had Gargano versus the Dream.
Yeah, it was. I have perpetual hopes that Patrick Clark's going to be developed into a thing at some point, but the fact that he's just ripping off Rick Rude and just ripping off Prince doesn't do anything.
Prince Rude.
It doesn't, he's just ripping those two one rock star and one wrestler. I don't care. It doesn't do anything, and it doesn't really play to his... I don't even know if he has a strong suit, because I don't know who this guy is yet. But, for one thing, he needs to stop doing the weird eagle pose thing, and then he doesn't know what to do with his hands. That's, okay, number one, do something with your hands. Make them into fists, hold them out flat, curl your fingers, do something, but it's I don't know if he's got broken fingers or if he's got some sort of legit problem with his hands, but he doesn't know what the fuck to do with his fingers, or has some weird just medical thing going on. I honestly don't remember a single spot in this match other than the slingshot between the ropes where Gargano got caught, and then Velveteen Dream gave him the roll the dice neck breaker.
It was also pretty sweet inverted DDT by the Dream during this match as well.
I do not remember that, but I will take that. I will allow that to be a thing.
In the end, Dream kind of hurt his arm at some point. He's going to go for the...
Oh, no, I remember Gargano had been doing small things to work the arm the entire match. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm. Goes for the Purple Rainmaker. Gargano gets the knees up. He had to use the other arm, his right arm. Apparently he's left-handed. And then, and super kick, and Gargano escaped for the tap-out victory.
Yeah, it was a pointless match that didn't have to happen in storyline. This doesn't make any sense. We're gonna make
we went over that before.
We're gonna get a T-shirt made, I think, that says "This makes no sense."
Makes no sense. WWE. Therefore, WWE will do it.
Yeah. So it didn't make any sense for the match to even happen, and then when they had the match, it just wasn't good enough. There's no reason for this to have been a thing. That was taped, by the way, back on January 4th. So we're supposed to believe, for continuity's sake, that this just happened. And now, this Sunday, after having this match, Gargano's going to have another match for the title.
Actually, it's going to be today. It'll be Saturday for the Takeover.
Right. Today, Takeover. Right, cool. This was supposed to make me care about Gargano more, I think, but it doesn't, so you wasted your fucking time.
Yeah, and then Andrade and Vega came out. Scuffle. Gargano stands tall, poses with the belt, and we go off the air.
I did give him a DDT or something like that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and then the crowd started chanting for him to grab the belt and pick it up. So Gargano stands tall, therefore he will lose, because, Almas is clearly so over you can't take the title off him.
If they did Almas properly, it would work, but they're not.
Yep, they can't.
Mixed Match Challenge saw Carmella and Big E get eliminated by Miz and Asuka. Very simple match in general. Big E and Miz worked with Big E being the dominant one, and Carmella wanted nothing of Asuka. So there was kind of a neat thing where Big E tagged Carmella in because he had to. Women's got to wrestle women, and Miz tagged him Asuka. And he's like, give her the L. And he gets like a stuffed L and gives it to her, and they give it to Asuka, and she's like, oh, how nice. Thank you very much. And then rips it apart and kicks the shit out of Carmella. Anyways, Carmella taps out to the armbar to end the match. It was actually not that bad. I enjoyed parts of it, although Carmella interacting with New Day as a face is a bit fucking weird. Weird.
She's not any good at being a heel, so find something.
And next week we're going to get Braun and Bliss versus Becky and Sammy, which led to a pretty interesting Braun and Bliss promo where he's so tall that you don't see her in the shot until he sits down. And then
I was wondering if they were going to do that.
And then she cuts a little bit of a promo about giving Becky a last kicking, and he just pats her on the head. And then we go to Becky and Sammy, who are talking about, we have worked out a great plan, mastermind by myself, that will lead us to victory. And then Becky goes, wait, I thought we were using my plan. So, Team Nerd versus Team Big and Small.
That's good. I like that dynamic.
So that was well done. And I'm reasonably excited about that match.
Yeah, I mean, if it's done right and booked correctly, then Zayn versus Braun will be fantastic. I mean, you remember watching Lars Sullivan versus Leo Rush? That was great. If anybody's got even 1/8 of a brain, Braun versus Zayn, part of that match should be fucking way better than even that. But they will probably not do that. They will probably job Zayn out for no reason and move on with their lives.
All right, let's finish off with TakeOver and Rumble predictions. Not necessarily the Rumble itself, because we both gave away we're picking Roman Reigns pretty much to win.
Fuck.
But we'll go through the rest of the card real quick. All right, on the NXT, we got Velveteen Dream versus Cassius Ohno. I've got Dream.
It doesn't make any sense for Dream to have a win coming off a loss, so the Dream will win.
Oh no, at this point, it's just a jobber. He's the jobber to the upper level. And they're trying to make Dream that thing. Undisputed Era versus Authors of Pain. I kind of think the AOP gets the titles back.
Yeah, there's, again, no reason for them not to have them, so therefore they won't. Therefore, the redistributed area will retain.
Ember Moon versus Shayna Baszler. I have Moon winning because I don't think they want to put the title on Baszler yet, but I would.
Yeah, again, there's no reason not to put the title on Baszler. She's clearly superior in every facet of the game, though untrained relatively, but Ember Moon looks way less trained than Shayna Baszler does. There's 0 point in not putting the title on Baszler, therefore Ember Moon will retain.
And Andrade Cien Almos versus Johnny Gargano. I've got Almos retaining against Gargano.
Yes, they will either have Psycho Killer come in and do some shenanigans, or they will have... Maybe they'll just have Velveteen Dream come limping out of the back and do some dumb shit, and then we'll be forced to have a Velveteen Dream Gargano feud for an extended period of time for no reason. So, there's that.
And that was the main event. There's also Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, which I saved for the end because I'm actually intrigued by this one.
Yeah.
I have Black going over.
Yeah. Cole has the charisma and stuff, but there's no way he's got enough hype that he should be the one to take the losing streak away. And it makes more sense to have a continual feud between him and Black. So, yeah, Black should win, and therefore Adam Cole will win.
And then for the Rumble, which is on tomorrow night, we have Bobby Roode versus TBD for the United States title. Bobby Roode will retain. I think that's an easy one.
Why is TBD?
I don't know. Fuck? I don't know. That's what Wikipedia's got.
Yeah, no, I know that, but it doesn't make any sense. Like, who's booking this shit?
We got Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the Revival. I've got Gallows and Anderson going over again because the Revival must be buried for their use of professional wrestlers. Absolutely
have to throw away your future without question, no questions asked. They said wrestler on TV.
I am excited for this. I'm actually pretty excited for this next matchup. We got Kalisto, Lince Dorado, and Grand Metalik versus TJP, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, and Drew Gulak.
That's going to be kind of a good thing. I like that.
I got the faces going over there because, well, I mean, TJP's gimmick is that he's losing.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long they're going to keep that up for, and based on only that factor and that factor alone, you have to pick the faces to win.
Men's Royal Rumble, I got Roman Reigns winning.
Nakamura is going to win, but I would not be shocked if Roman Reigns did win.
Oh, I have zero faith in them to put Nakamura over in the Rumble, sir.
Yeah, current betting odds favorite is Shinsuke Nakamura, followed by Roman Reigns, followed by John Cena, Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler.
Interesting.
That's a good return. It's like, by the way, I never actually left, and I'm still got my title because I didn't, strictly speaking, abdicate the title.
Mm-hmm.
Finn Balor.
Also, I got the Women's Royal Rumble being won by Asuka, so there's no way two Japanese people win.
Interesting. I didn't come up with that one. But, yeah, there's zero reason to have Asuka lose, therefore...
Unless Ronda Rousey shows up. That's kind of the one caveat I got.
See, there's the other thing is, Ronda Rousey is supposedly in Colombia right now filming a movie. If she's filming a movie people, like the insurance people, will not let you wrestle. So...
The only way around it would be if she had completed her scenes and they agreed with the movie company not to reveal that she was done filming her part.
I guess, but she's supposed to be filming through mid-February.
Oh yeah, no, I don't believe she's going to show up. I'm giving you the conspiracy theory potential way that she could.
Yeah, there's no reason to do anything. They need this to happen. They absolutely have to have Asuka win, and they have to have Asuka go on to WrestleMania and kick the shit out of probably. I mean, I'd love to watch
Bliss.
an Asuka. Well, I'd love to watch Asuka versus Flair. That would be the greatest match. But they won't do that because reasons. So yeah, they'll just not have Bliss wrestle any matches whatsoever between here and WrestleMania. And then that's what they need to have happen. Therefore, Sonya Deville will probably fucking win the Royal Rumble.
No, they don't have that faith in her.
And or Roman Reigns. And or
Santina Marella.
Yeah. Santina Marella will probably win.
Or James Ellsworth.
Or both. What if they're co-winners?
Oh.
They seem to be doing the co-thing a lot.
Then this is probably not where this match will actually take place, but this is the listing they have. Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, Kane. I've got Lesnar.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason not to push Strowman, therefore they won't.
Then we have AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I'm a little torn on this one. I think you get AJ wins, and somehow it's Shane McMahon costing Sami and Kevin. And his heel turn is complete, because it'd be, it would confirm that he indeed does have a vendetta against them. He isn't doing what's best for the brand. He's doing what's best for him.
Yeah, that's possible. Your other, they're on SmackDown. Is Elimination Chamber SmackDown? Let me look up here.
I think it is.
No, it's Raw. Oh, wait. Yeah, this year it is. No, 2018 is Raw. So they're not going to do Elimination Chamber. They will have to do, what is it, fucking Fastlane or something? Can we come up with some dumber names than that? That would be fantastic. You could give Zayn and Owens the win and have them be smarmy fucking assholes until the next pay-per-view and give Styles the championship back.
Just on that note, though, I don't know why Elimination Chamber isn't both brands. Like, if I were WWE, I would do 6 dual brand pay-per-views, because you have gimmick matches like Money in the Bank. You have Elimination Chamber. So I would put those 2 in there, along with SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. There's your 6 dual brand pay-per-views. That way you only have to sell 3 pay-per-views a year for SmackDown and 3 pay-per-views a year for Raw. Probably easier to do.
Yeah, that sounds like makes perfect sense to me. I think the theory and rumor is that this year they're going to be doing a women's Elimination Chamber as well. And if that's the case, you can't co-promote that because it's just too many fucking matches. There's not enough time. You can't do it.
You could do 4. You could do 4 Elimination Chamber matches and have that be the entire paper.
You could. I think that could work. Should. It would be fantastic.
That is what I would do.
You betcha. I would watch the fucking shit out of that.
And if you think you can get enough time, okay, maybe throw a tag team match on there, like pair of tag team title matches, maybe in addition to that.
Yeah, or you have like one big main event match or something like that. But yeah, it's possible. Like there's all kinds of possibilities. There's a possibility that with EC3 all but absolutely confirmed to be in the Rumble, do they put Derek Bateman in with Owens, Zayn, and Danielson and have a faction officially now? Does that happen? Is that how Styles loses the title?
I don't think so, because I think in the end you don't turn Daniel heel.
Well,
or even like Tweener. Like I leave him as a face.
See, but I disagree. I would. They're clearly not going to be heels. Like, okay, so it's going to be clear that the Office, who are fucking idiots, want them to be heel, even though Shane is the heel. However, that's
actually been the funny thing, is I'm pretty sure Vince wants Daniel to be heel and Shane to be the face, and I honestly think Shane's just like, that's not going to work. I'm just going to work the heel.
Yeah, exactly. Shane is unsung hero in this whole shenanigans. But I could totally see they need to get a little bit of a heel rub and beat the shit out of Styles, but they will also get the face rub for beating the shit out of Shane. And then you could have a tweener faction who have heel tendencies, but the crowd loves anyway, just like Owens and Zayn are now.
Yep.
And
Still,
totally
I've got AJ retaining, though.
Yeah, I don't disagree, but I'm just speculating and throwing out possibilities.
Rollins and Jordan versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus and Cesaro will probably win the titles, with Rollins or Jordan costing their team the match. Because it makes no sense, because they've lost to Titus Worldwide twice in a row.
No, I am having Seth and Jason Jordan will retain based on this fact that Jason Jordan will fucking cheat and go unnoticed by Seth Rollins unless they do it wrong. And they will retain their titles with Jason Jordan cheating for the win. Because the other tag title match, that's when the titles are going to change hands.
Ooh, because fair point.
Jail Uso got arrested for drunk driving. And I have a feeling that the Office isn't happy about it, but they already made this match for the pay-per-view, so they can't do anything about it.
Honestly, I think it's even not even to do with that. I think that the plan was to put the titles on Benjamin and Gable before the drunk driving thing even came up.
Oh, probably. I don't doubt it. But it's clear, absolutely clear, that Gable, like the other tag title, nobody really gives a shit about the other tag titles. But Gable and Benjamin and the Usos, somehow the Usos have managed to get themselves into another good feud. I don't know what their deal is, but okay. But it's clear that Gable and Benjamin need those titles now to solidify. And there's a gimmick attached because it's 2 out of 3, and you can't have 2 tag titles switched on the same night.
Fair enough. I'm going to revise and say, yeah, Rollins and Jordan retain.
You're a flip-flopper.
And that's the only one I flip-flopped on.
I know.
And yeah, and I got Benjables to take the titles as well. So that's the Rumble and Takeover. Takeover tonight, Rumble's tomorrow night. Probably, honestly, after when you say this, Takeover will have already happened because it should be on in like less than an hour.
Yeah, I think so. Are we gonna watch all the New Japan and all the WWE?
WWE for sure. New Japan might need to be pushed into the next week.
No.
I have other things to do. I have a very busy weekend right now.
Not true.
I do.
You're now very sick and can't leave the house.
A lot of them don't involve leaving the house, actually.
Oh, well, fuck.
So that is all. Get off Byron's lawn, and hopefully you see this before Takeover happens.
Bring me beer next time.